Test 1 2. Test.
Test 1 2. Test.
Okay, so the way you...
That close?
Yeah, just speak gently into the microphone. And you'll get used to it.
Alright. Hope I'll get used to it.
Welcoming rain. You comfortable?
Yeah.
She.
Hi, Rain.
This is my wife, Grace, welcoming Clove.
Hi, Clove. Good evening.
Ashley Abstergo, nice to see you.
Hi.
Breathing in, be aware you're breathing in. How do you live stream for so long? You had to have a purpose for being here.
Purpose. Hi, Cora.
Smiling eyes, as she's so pretty.
Thank you, smiling eyes.
Yeah, like I guess you have to have endurance too. You have to learn how to have a good posture. You have to learn how to, like when you're here, you have to find joy in what you're doing, or else you're like streaming for 4 to 5 hours. It's a long time. No, we're actually live. Astro City, we got.
Hi, Mike. Thank you.
Healing vibes. Yeah, so the whole goal is relax with singing bowls today. We're gonna take it slow and just kind of go with the flow. And thank you for being here. But how's your energy tonight? Gemini says, I had such a good day today, feeling productive and peaceful. Of course, you know, this morning I streamed with you for a long time. Karine is here too. I know when we, of course, Grace got the chair today. I mean, this is the first time you're using the chair, so not sure how comfortable you are because you just moved closer to me, so your knee. Find what's comfortable for you and then I'll adjust. Because I can adjust you. Because it's not comfortable sitting on the ground.
Of course it's not.
For me, it's fine. Of course, you know. Because whenever Grace is doing the sand, yeah, and this is the first time you use the chair in the stream.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it difficult to sit on the ground long time? A lot of people cannot sit on the ground for a long time.
Well, I would say it's very comfortable if you sit on the ground and be with yourself. Like ain't nobody's watching you. But if you have people that are watching you and you gotta have a good posture, it's kind of hard. you know, it's hard to look right, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, so we're doing a more podcast style. As you can see, in the beginning, it's not comfortable. We're gonna be in pain. She's gonna be in pain the whole time, but of course, as you podcast with me more often, you're gonna be in less pain.
Hopefully.
I hope so too. And of course, we're unfolding together. Yeah, we heard about Trump, so this is it inspires me to remember world peace, to choose peace and love. Not always easy to it's how we respond to the world, very the wrong thing. Violence is never the right path. And because when we're at this point, I'm always looking at how can we be the change we wish to see in the world. Right? It's something that it's beyond politics. It's right and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When we see humanity or wrong things happening in society, how can we tend to each other to do the right thing? Because right now that's what's hot on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And, this is beyond politics anymore. This is about choosing peace and love and respect. And of course, when we remember to be kind to each other, to have compassion for each other, the world becomes a better place. And this is why we had to take it slow and just observe. This is a good time to observe what's going on in the world. What do you feel, Sister Grace?
Yeah, I would say I feel the same. Like, it's too early to say anything. It's too early to try to believe anything. So, stick with whatever your decision is, however you feel towards certain people, and just, remain your calm, peace. Everybody need prayers right now.
Even in Houston, a lot of people do not have electricity still since last Monday. So a lot of people have been very irritated. No electricity in Houston. The temple in the southwest Houston has electricity because the power line split in half. And whenever people are agitated, irritated, there's more violence in the city. Police officers losing life, people losing life over somebody got their pizza order wrong, and they chose violence. And so when we see the suffering of the world, how can we be the change? How can we stand up in peace and love? How can we one love again? Right. Of course, when we look at the news, it seems like the world's falling apart. But in the community we're a part of, the world is not. The world is amazing when you're around amazing people who do the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's never been falling apart, but it's never been united also. It's just however you choose to surround yourself with, whoever you choose to surround yourself with. That's the least I can say.
Yeah, the reason why our lives are happy is because, I can only speak for myself, because sometimes you surround yourself with people who do the wrong thing, and coworkers who are hard to deal with sometimes. I don't have coworkers. Right.
You have one?
That's my blessing, I guess.
Definitely.
Because the way, yeah, the temple is okay, no electricity, but of course there's like 7 generators. That's a lot of generators, but of course the power line is down. It's multiple power line that has broken in half, and that's dangerous for the public to drive through.
Mm-hmm.
And of course the 7 generators on the whole time is gonna cause a lot of, they say, CO2. And because
Yes.
yeah, so, but of course all the fridge we got generators, so it's good because, you know, focus on peace. I mean, this community's always been about peace. I mean, you know, we're doing our part. So whenever the world becomes chaotic, what the hell have you been doing to make it better? Like I'm always thinking, what are you doing to help to be the change you wish to see in the world? Right? Sometimes we cry when things happen in the world, but where were you before all this happened? Every time, because you know why? The next thing is coming. The next thing to panic about may be here. But what kind of life are you living to add to humanity and not take? What do you do to become a giver and not a taker? Because a lot of people ain't doing much when it comes to the peacefulness of humanity, and that's difficult to hear, and that's why the world is starting to unfold in a way that is in a disharmonious. Very hard to hear that fact, because you know why? We need leaders, not people who are just followers.
And it's totally fine if you're a follower. Just make sure you follow the right people. The right leaders. I would say specifically, if I can't do anything as a leader, I would try to be a good follower. I would, practice as an individual. I would watch my own emotion. If today I'm feeling, let's say if I don't have electricity today, I'll be like, oh gosh, I'm gonna be mad, I'm gonna be easy to get irritated. At least I'm not gonna try to go out and spread my negativity to other people, which I've been seeing a lot going on here. Yeah.
Thank you for the gifting. Thank you for the membership gifting, Renmuchi. Thank you, Foolish Seeing Rain on YouTube.
I would say Tanet, he has a lot more of a leader materials than me. So I would say I'm a great follower. So it doesn't matter what your role is, just try your best on your own thing, on your own practice. Instead of thinking, all the time that I must be a giver, I must cultivate to this, greatness. I want to bring peace to the world, but are you peaceful yourself? Yeah.
Can you please pass that thermos for me? You want hot water?
Yeah.
Not too hot.
Yes, I like that. Honest self-reflection. Sometimes you're getting ugly. You gotta see that. Or sometimes you're getting not quite right or cuckoo in your mind. You gotta see that.
This is, if you're new to the stream, you haven't seen my wife, Grace. This is she. And today we're having a more relaxed and casual talk. So my goal in this community, make sure we're okay. I know right now, Trump got shot in the ear or whatever. Everybody, we're looking for sensationalism. We're looking for more dopamine about the news. I'm still focused on how can we be the change we wish to. That's what we do every day here. We're here to create peace. Because people may act peaceful, but in their mind, sometimes we're not peaceful. And just because the world gets chaotic does not mean we have to get chaotic with the world. Just because the news makes us like chaotic, we don't have to follow the panic of the world or
it's very manipulative.
Yeah, don't feed the fear. Absolutely. And so we have to learn to slow down and breathe. The basics. We have to remember the foundations. But of course, foundations are for people who understand spiritual cultivation and groundedness. Some people don't even know what it means to be grounded. And this is why we have to teach people what it means to like chill the F out effectively. Because people can chill, but they chill with whiskey, they chill with White Claw, they chill with a little Dharma. But to just slow down, breathe, and ground, it's what the world needs. And so people aren't gonna do that. But what do they want? Bringing the healing arts to where people don't expect, right? For us to speak gently online and have a relaxing, grounded discussion, it grounds humanity. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Seashell Empress. And we're having a heart to heart. I used to listen to Joe Rogan when I used to do Amazon deliveries. But I know that Joe Rogan is a bit more of an entertainer. So he does a lot of speaking his head to keep the dopamine going. But in what we try to do here, we try to teach people, it's fine that we're not talking, that at least you have just nature sounds in the back. And to use that time to just breathe and pause. Because the entertainment world doesn't like dead air. But the dead air is the time for breathing fresh air.
That's so true.
It's like, because why? Dead air doesn't make money, right? When you're on the radio, like if there's no music going on, you're wasting money. But it's an amazing time to breathe. And of course, send positive prayer, positive energy, and to be hopeful and to pray for world peace. For peace in our peace for ourselves and our family, and to actually practice it by being mature, right? Checking the ego, staying humble, and learning that we all want the same thing: peace and happiness, fulfillment, joy. And so whenever we are not happy, how can we achieve that together? Would result. Right? But of course, I have to be sassy sometimes, to be entertaining sometimes, because this is so boring, right? Like relaxing energy can be really non-dopamine for people, but it's what they need, but they don't know they need it. And this is why we have to whack the bowls. Breathe in, be aware that you're breathing in. How do you feel about the world so fast nowadays? Because we come from the world with no internet, right?
Yeah. I like it, and at the same time it drains me, but I still like it. I mean, there's nothing wrong to it. It's just how you choose to spend your time, how you choose to give your follows. You know what I'm saying? Fast-paced internet life is not very bad at all if you know how to be selective. But whenever I see that, okay, I'm getting very excited, I'm getting really into something, or I'm seeing someone's TikTok that, you know, makes me feel like, okay, this is great, this is good, cool. I started giving a lot of gifts, and then I will, you know, take a moment, maybe 2 seconds, breathing in, breathing out. This person's okay.
It's entertainment, right?
Yeah. Everything should stop at the point where both parties are entertained.
And
But it doesn't have to be something, you know, super, like, you don't let that affect the way you think.
And let's just be clear, we're here for enlightenment. That's what this community is about, and that's why I'm so firm with my criticism, because I'm criticizing like, hey, watch out for that. Don't get trapped in this. Watch out, be aware. Right, the whole goal is to educate the community about the dopamine trap, the addictive trap, the things that will disconnect us. And we're not here to be perfectly like sterile, like, you know, super safe from the internet. You have to walk your own journey. But of course, we have to tell each other that adult content can be addictive. The, you know, shopping on Shein when you on your free time.
I do that, and that's okay.
Infinitely shopping on Amazon when you got nothing to do, and so it doesn't have any free time to ground, to be present, and to take a breather. When we're being entertained all the time, we're not present, you know.
You're trying to fill in the blank.
Yeah, because you don't want any dead air. So you need constant dopamine, which is YouTube Shorts, right? That's why YouTube has YouTube Shorts. TikTok has TikTok.
How about he get a shirt that says hubby?
Grace needs a shirt that says wifey. Filling another void.
That's why the shorts and you know, fast-paced, loud voice talking channels are getting more popular nowadays, because, you know, long videos no longer serve our fast-paced surfing on the internet. Like, they don't fill the void anymore. Like, everything getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Like, informations get more diluted. Is that how you say it? Or
What, the form, the long, like, oh, condensed.
condensed? Yeah, it gets too condensed. And, you know, sometimes I caught myself not breathing while I was surfing the internet, because it's so fast, you know, like this. And then I was like, hold on, I'm not breathing. And that's how it gets us.
In the beginning time of me surfing the internet, we didn't have internet at home. We had to use internet at the school, which we used Netscape, and all we did was research. And also we found dumb games to play, stickdef.com and all these silly games, right at the beginning. But now we have come a long way from that, and it becomes, people's brain has changed. We're exchanging so much information, and information is a great thing if we're being selective, if we're paying attention to the information that we're absorbing. But you also have to have this thing called discernment. You have to see, am I being manipulated, exploited? Is this propaganda? Is this trying to make me political? Pick a side? And because sometimes the system is very good because it has data on our psychology. Right? When the system, right, use the internet, don't let the system use us. Because we're getting a free product, but it's surrounded by who knows who has spent millions and millions of dollars for you to see Timu, chop like a billionaire, Timu, top like a billionaire, Timu, shop like a billionaire.
I do feel like a billionaire on it.
Even though you don't want to be on Timu, if you don't have the discipline, you can, right? You're gonna be on Timu, shop like, it's like, but of course, that's what fuels the free products, right? When we're watching TV, the commercials is what pays the station. When we're on TikTok, what do you think pays for TikTok? People selling products. And also, you don't know which content creator is being bought or sold by people. You don't know if this person, what is this person's intention? And so, and there's so much to look at. It's really tiring. So at the end of the day, we don't even want to think about this crap, because we just come, like, it's been a long day at work. Many people are not going to think, is this good for my brain? This girl dancing. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the roses. Ooh, a glizzy. Ooh.
Corn.
Ooh, a glizzy.
Corn.
Let him cook.
A heart.
A heart. Oh, thank you for the heart. Right? We don't, like, it's not good for our mind. Like, it's quite entertaining, but like, who's gonna think, let me watch a documentary to improve my brain? You know, it's so you have to be, you can watch it, but it can easily be addictive, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you watch whatever you like. You can entertain yourself, or, you know, you can loosen your mind however you want. But when it starts to get you, just be aware.
How do you know when it gets you?
I talked about it earlier. I don't want us to be canceled. Like, you know, let's say I'm watching a live, or I'm watching somebody's content, you know, when I feel the urge inside of me, ooh, I want to spend more to see more. You know, like what you just brought up, like, thank you for the rose. I put it in your grave. Whatever. You know, like, oh, that's so cool. I want to see her do that more. I want to see him do that more. Rose, you know,
well,
spending whatever. Like, when you start to...
It's...
When you start to... Let's not say it. What?
It's what makes TikTok unique. It's called performance art. That's live. But it's tip-based and it's dopamine-based, right? When you're watching a performance art.
I mean, you can get it anywhere.
But it's not the most interactive.
Yeah.
But the gift part, TikTok, they focus on interactive. And so that's what we love, right? Dopamine that we can interact with. We do this, they respond this, they say your name, they write your name, right? Just like with the sand. When you were doing the sand, initially many people expect to write their names. But when we start writing positive affirmation, people are like, I'm not getting the dopamine I want. What can you say about that?
That's true. I mean, a lot of people still, participated in sending their affirmation, positive words. But I would say that's the best part to catch who's genuine and who's not. Because when you say your name is, closely related to you, you feel the dopamine right away when your name got, called or written down. But if the affirmation or the positive message actually does not resonate with what you're feeling, what your heart is genuinely feeling, it's harder to feel the same amount of dopamine. And I'm okay with it. I mean, as long you spend some time to think about it, to actually type down the positive message. Well, hoping that it gets to you genuinely.
We do some. I always say hi to people because I know that saying hi is a beautiful way to create positive interaction. It's so gentle. Like just saying welcome E, skip to grace. Tan is back from Afghanistan. Nisha is here too. We got Jim. But of course I'm not constantly just like writing, thanking the gifting, because I just feel, how can we find a balance between, how can we be, authenticity is growing with authenticity that's not doing invasive, dopamine, because I can constantly be, and it's very difficult to constantly be reading gifts and names as it happens, and it's just so draining. But
because your content requires highly engaged in thinking and talking. It's not like, it gets too interrupted when you start saying a lot of names or comments.
But now it's possible, but you have to drink a Red Bull. And I believe so many content creators are drinking so much like tea is not enough. Like what they're doing, like
you're not doing it, but okay.
Like it's so much focus and so much like responsiveness. It's you need a lot of energy drinks to do what they do, like gamers and performers. Like every performer on stage does so much of it, and it's so it's so destructive to our, it's not really good for our mind. It's not really good for the person's mind either, and so it drains you. But when I come on stream, I get my cup filled. We get our cups filled. But of course it comes at a cost. Like I'm not chasing money. So the money that I'm getting from live streaming is nothing compared to the people who are actually just out here doing card readings for money and doing dopamine content to get donations, because I'm just trusting God and trusting light workers, right? People doing their part. And so of course it's not easy, but I cannot, like, it's about your principles, it's about doing the right thing.
You're manifesting while they are working. It's different. It's two different type of works.
It's a work that has what we do here in the Mystic Village. It's about love. It's about pure love, and it's why I continue to be on here, even though there's a lot of negativity sometimes. Most of the time it's very positive, but sometimes it can be very negative. Like today was, somebody was quite negative on Twitch, but that's okay. Yeah, but that's okay, because it's part of leadership. what we're not really entertaining here, we're focusing on education. That is education that helps people wake up, help people be more present, and help people love their damn self, and would result. And this is why if I sell out, people, like, I might get more viewers, right? But the community won't grow, right? So we'll have more quantity, but the quality of people's development and growth will not be this amazing. And this is why, and I'm aware of that. I'm aware of. What do you feel about that? Because there's a lot. I could be just chasing money the whole time, but that's not in my principle.
I'm just really happy because people who stay here, they choose to stay here and be with you in a life. While you're not really selling it, while you're not really chasing the money, and the love is genuine. Thank you guys. It's heart to heart.
Yeah, it's called
all the time.
In part of the Eightfold Noble Truth of Buddhism, right livelihood.
Yeah. But if you start chasing the money, you start, selling lower level content, it would hold everybody's back from growing.
Because the truth is, I'm looking to be here till my hair is, okay, maybe you can't see my hair, till I'm wrinkly. I'm looking to keep serving humanity. I'm here for the marathon. Let's just be real, okay? I'm here. Let me just say, my plan is to keep doing what I'm doing and keep improving until I die. Because that's what humanity needs. People who are committed for a lifetime, not just when they have the money, they leave. And so it's why I'm so chill. It's why we're so chill. Is because we're on the same page. You understand and you see what we're doing.
You're not here for people to need you to move on. You're here for everybody to not needing you or anyone, but we can all move on.
Yes.
In life in general.
Welcoming Morgan Davina. Of course, my wife Grace is here with me. And thank you for all the positive comments. And today we're deciding, like, okay, the sand's not inspiring, so we're just gonna get on and just be casual, from the heart conversation, authenticity, and just be together in a more intimate setting, conversation with my brothers, sisters, and people here. Snow says, thank you both for what you do. I believe you are doing some work that the world needs. There's been bits of your making way into my life and spreading to people around me. And thank you for being open to the message. And shout out to brother Huma. Dylan says, I'm just curious, not trolling. Does sitting like that for a long time mess up your legs or knees?
It messes up my back.
No, it strengthens it up, right? Because we're basically holding a contraction over and over. So it's in the beginning I thought it was bad for me, but I realized, your body is so powerful. Your body, it is so flexible, right? Your body, it's so, like, you could do, but you have to be willing to tame and train your body. But it takes time. Of course, when we sit like this, we have good posture and we feel centered and grounded, so it's easier to breathe at any moment. But the moment you're doing this, you get stuck. The moment you're doing any other posture, so yes, it's not comfortable initially, but on the long run, it's why grace has a cushion.
Weak. But hey, it helps.
It's why we have this thing here now, secretly hidden on the side. And so I'm not here to be like, hey, you're Mystic Village. You need to learn. It's just more about it's not about acting spiritual and like, wow, Grace can sit so straight. Psych, it's more make your life work and help people. Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're good, help others. Right? I would slap a zombie says, wait, what? I was fooled. I was sitting here going, wow, they both have great postures.
We're trying. I'm trying.
Yeah. No, in the beginning my mind would say absurd things like, man, you're gonna F up your back and legs, but the opposite happened. I strengthen everything. Right? Like whenever I do full lotus, my brain would go, my ego would go, your leg's falling asleep. If it keeps falling asleep, you're gonna have to amputate. And like, you just been sitting for 15 minutes. Okay, calm down. Because monks sit in like even crazier, like sit way longer. But the mind, like, there's many monk Buddhist masters or many yogis who do crazier stuff. They're absolutely fine. But we're not doing it crazy long time. Right? And so we have to, as your body is more flexible, so does your mind become more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like, where are you in your posture journey? Like, how do you feel right now in your posture?
I feel great. This is how I normally sit. Can TikTok see you or see how I sit?
Yes.
Like, this is how I normally sit. And I feel great. I mean, I came from Vietnam, Southeast Asia.
The land of the
floor.
The squat. Okay, y'all do that. The squat. Okay, it's called the fob squat. That's what they call it. That's what the Asian people fob squat. Like you sit.
Fob squat.
You put your bottom right on all the way down to your ankles, and then you see them with the cigarette. See, it's true. That's why she's not. That's why she's not denying.
I mean, why do I have to deny?
Yeah.
I am who I am. And thank you for loving me as who I am. If you don't, that's your problem.
Of course, in the Asian culture, we sit on the floor I mean, I guess it depends on, are you from the country? Are you because wealthier families have chairs, and if your family's not as wealthy, most of the time you're going to be sitting on the floor. My great-grandmother didn't have a chair in her house.
Well, everything has changed, guy. This is back in the days.
Yeah, okay. And then she would eat with her hand, and she would have a bowl with water and eat with her hand because that's how she ate, right? And so, and they connect it with the food. It slows you down to eat with the hand. Nowadays, everything's a damn sandwich, a taco, a dip, a to-go. Back then, their to-go still required them to slow down and eat. But of course, we have to change with the world is moving quickly. So mindfulness is really important. Can you share your experience on the importance of, like, throughout your stressful day, like finding a way to stay grounded? Because I know it may be difficult for you sometimes.
Well, I know it's not very healthy to do it all the time, but I try to shift my mind and think about something else. Instead of focusing on what's irritating me, instead of focusing on what is making me uncomfortable, at the moment. Or I would try to dive deeper into the situation to see, okay, what am I seeing as a lesson right here? Instead of thinking, instead of like, for example, like leaving an argument and 10 minutes later thinking, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, I would try to direct my mind in a way of thinking, okay, what did I learn about this person? What kind of personality, what kind of character that I can see from the people that I am, having in my life. Trying to learn a little bit more about the people that you're hanging with. It's a fun thing to do instead of giving in to, the feeling of anger or keep being aggravated, irritated, whatever.
Yes, that's one of the thing that you one of your disciplines. Even though you may be irritated by a coworker, you'll still find a way to try to get to know them because of compassion, right? And that's why because at the end of the day you have a good heart and you try to exercise it, even if you get irritated and pissed off because some people are lazier or some people are moody, some people are not honest or lack integrity. And
I don't need you to be honest with me if we're working. Like, I don't care the type of personality or the type of person my coworkers are, as long as we work good, or as long as they don't, mess with my peace. But if they do, and they did mess with my peace, for the moment, when I see that, okay, I feel energy that is going to my face, I feel the heat, I would let go right at that moment. I stop caring what they're saying to me, what kind of energy they're trying to force on me. I'll just let go at the moment.
yes, your way of letting go is a lot more spicier than my style. Like, I just don't give a F, kind of, right? And then sometimes it's more calm, but it's a bit more fire style of letting go because that's your nature.
Yeah.
Right? She
Like, what the heck, flip,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. She does a more sassy let go, and I just do a more like, it's all good. Or I bring harmony to it because everyone has their own style, and as long as you know to let go, you could do Hodukit, right? Hodukit style, Hodukit, right? Or you can just go. But of course, when you're fire style, practicing meditation is good, but we're not always going to, like, it might not inspire you to meditate or singing bowl, but you'll find a way to let go by space. I think you're very good with being alone and just processing your thought. Yeah.
Somebody was asking, yeah.
What happens when you guys have a disagreement? Do you talk about it right then? Basically, yeah. We always get to the bottom of it because we don't running away from disagreement. It depends if it's immature or not. If it's immature and it's like sometimes ego, then that's a different. So you have to see, is this a serious argument or is this a more like one person is being more of a baby? And the thing is, it's fine because that's sometimes the nature of human beings, right? Sometimes we're just more, I would say, more immature, and that's okay. That's who we are. And sometimes we're more serious with our approach, and that's okay too. So we learn how we process our disagreements. Sometimes she does more sassy stuff. Sometimes I'm very serious. Sometimes I'm less serious, but the whole goal is, how can we not give up on each other? How can we make it work? So, and we both know at the end of the day, we want to make things work, even if it's extremely difficult. What do you have to say about that?
I would say yes, we talked about it and we tried to talk to the bottom of the problem. But we do not argue. Like you said, yes, disagreement is a great word. We can be disagreeing to each other, you know,
Yeah.
lifestyle or way of living, way of thinking, way to decide or to make decision. But the more we talked about it, the more we can understand how the other person's processing.
Because when we're together in a relationship, we're married. We want to be on the same page. If we're not on the same page, how can we get as close as we can to that same page, even though we have some things that are off? But at the end of the day, we enjoy happiness. I think we enjoy agreeing, but we also know to face, okay, this is who he is. He's gonna live stream a lot. Oh, this is who she is. She likes to do this and that. Okay, her love language is gifts. So she loves shopping. She loves eating out. She doesn't like to do laundry. I'm
But I
willing.
do other things.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad,
There you
right? We all have our role, and as we surrender to our role, we make our life work, right? And
You know, sometimes we give too much energy to a talk, and we had like a long silent space for a day, and after that we just both dropped it, like, you know what, this is tiring, let's go eat, or
yeah,
what do you want to eat? You know,
we
it
yeah.
just it takes a lot to hold your anger against somebody. It's just very draining, not just for both of you, but for your own growing.
Mhm.
It's holding you back from understanding the relationship that you're owning. So
when things are flowing very well, we're very playful. And because why? That childlike playfulness, it makes everything so joyful, and it makes happiness blossom. And the moment we start to be in disharmony, the playfulness starts to disappear, and then a disagreement or something that needs to be talked about needs to be investigated. So we help each other investigate, because we are both good investigating in our own way, because Grace is very analytical, she's very smart, she's very sharp. Me, I'm more intuitive, I'm more emotional, and I'm more patient. So our approach, fire and water, and it's beautiful that we're both willing to be wrong. Because being right is the ego, but being willing to be wrong, it's the best thing ever for happiness, because it checks the ego.
we can be right to ourselves. I can be right to myself. That never changed. But I want to understand, why is that wrong from his perspective? So it adds a lot of angle or perspective to one problem or situation. You know, it actually an eye-opening lesson or opportunity for both parties in the relationship when we try to understand, you know, yes, I understand myself. I'm right. I'm right. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my decision or the way I'm thinking. But I would like to know, why do you think that is not quite right? I think it's the beauty of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But when when one or both parties try to be right all the time, that kind of put a blockage for the energy to exchange or for the flow to keep flowing. And that would only bring more disharmony.
Yes. I'm a Gemini Taurus, and I don't know. I don't even care at the end of the day.
I'm the Libra.
Yeah.
I'm justice.
Like, I have no idea what astrology is about, so this is why I'm happier.
Good for you.
At the end of the day, it's being humble enough to make it work. Like, whatever it takes. If we need to put our ego down to make life work, put the ego down. Like, sometimes I'm right, but I stay silent. Right? Because being right doesn't always mean being happy. Right? And being happy doesn't mean and so it's about making things work and understanding each other and understanding ourselves. But of course we talk about foundation very well. Like, I'm gonna be live streaming serving God. This is my life. And you find your thing. If you haven't found your thing, I don't want your thing to be me. I want your thing to be your thing.
It was so hard for me in the beginning to understand that. Like, what kind of shit is that? Okay, you don't want for it to be you, but I want for it to be you. You know, it's my life, not your life. But at the end, I figured, wow, it's so beautiful, it's so powerful when my thing can be my thing. When my priority can be owned by me. Yeah.
And yeah, in the beginning, when we haven't found our purpose, we often will think it's relationship because we've been taught that way by Hollywood and by our parents, most likely. But when you did find your purpose, your calling, the thing that you have, like the thing, you got your own thing going that has nothing to do with like romantic relationship. What is that? How did you feel when you figure out, oh, that's what purpose?
How did I feel?
Yeah, because remember you've told me, like, it's cool that we both are doing our thing and we come back home and like we're in two different worlds. You do ASL, sign language, and I'm doing spirituality and sound healing. And then you start to realize you're so happy because you have your thing that you're doing.
Yeah, just imagine. Imagine if I don't. Remember in the beginning, I was just like being in a separate room, waiting, whining, to whenever he's done and his attention can shift back to me. That's a terrible feeling. And I can imagine it works like that for 90% of people. How about that?
Codependency is not cute.
Codependency, exactly.
And it's draining.
It is very draining.
And this is why I was willing to have firm boundaries, because love your damn self. And you did. Right? It's why it's why we can be. It's what makes us strong, because you got your life. Right?
I appreciate freedom.
Yeah, freedom is so, like, you don't need me to live your life. I don't need you to live my life, but we're here together and it's freedom together and we fill our own cups. Yes, we appreciate pouring into each other's cup, but when you wake up, you got your thing, I got my thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of rare, but of course this is taught to us by the master, to own yourself. What does that mean to you? own yourself?
For me personally, I think own your happiness. Own your happiness. Own the way that you create happiness in your life. Own the way your heart would feel every day you wake up. Own, claim your independency. Does it make sense? Like everything in your life has to be yours. Like you're not depending on, your family, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. Like your happiness, yes, they can come from someone else, but they don't have to come from someone else.
Yes, it could be both. Codependency is not bad as long as love yourself first. Because when that person's not there,
yeah,
you're going to be lonely as hell if you don't put yourself first.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of time alone at work. We spend a lot of time alone driving. And if the whole time we can't be alone, it makes us very weak. Because we always need wife, husband, best friend, dog, or something around. And some people are terrified of being alone. But when you can be happy alone, you get to be a big lighthouse and support for others. And which is why you're very successful in the ASL world, because you're very independent, and the independence allows you to explore deeper than most people, because you're willing to dive in.
I think that was a beautiful journey when I realized that we can be independent spiritually, physically. That is so powerful. Imagine, if you study something, or if you jumped into a completely different field of working without having any connection. How are you going to get that job? How are you going to get that position? How are you going to promote yourself? The only tool we have is to work it good, or to offer, I would say, good service or great service. So that's when I learned the independency could help me so much. That's when I learned that it's okay to fail. But after the failure, what I'm gonna do? To most people, they would start thinking the other way. They would start thinking, okay, this is not for me. There's nobody to help me. I don't know anyone. But then when you claim the power yourself, when you know you can do all kind of that thing on your own, that's when you start getting it.
Interdependent, Miss Independent, right? When you learn to be independent, you live your damn life without needing a weight weighing you down. But of course, I was not independent in the beginning. So through maturity, when you have confidence in yourself, like many people have social anxiety to talk to others, right? And so I don't like calling people, but if I have to, I can do it, right? Because there's some times where you need to talk to strangers. Like sometimes you have a flat tire. Sometimes you just need $5 because you accidentally left your wallet at home. You got no gas or something, right? And so your skills in courage are going to be tested in every part of life. and sometimes your phone's dead and you got no gas money. Now you have to look like a beggar. But sometimes it's the most humbling thing to to beg, right? Because life sometimes put you in a circumstances that helps you to fit in other people's shoe who you never thought. Just like when we have no power, right? No electricity, no AC. We remember, oh, my grandma didn't have AC. I remember my grandma, like our ancestors did not eat very much. We're eating 3 to 4 times a day. Maybe they just got 1 or 2, and they're not big meals. Like when you go to Thailand, the portion is like a third less than American portion.
Same in Vietnam.
And so when sometimes we feel we're misfortunate, but when we remember the people before us, how harder they have it, what kind of disease they had to to go through, and gratitude, it goes back to what makes our life really good. Gratitude, like somebody was at, we pray for we pray for life, for, we pray for Trump to heal, because we wish humanity health and wholeness. It's beyond about politics at this time, It's about love, it's about compassion, it's about principles. And imagine, because here's the thing, earlier on, I'm aware that the path that I'm walking, I'm a threat to the system, right? Helping people be free of the matrix. And because when I remember what happened to Gandhi, what happened to many peacemakers, it's part of leadership's not easy. And if the universe, if God says it's your time, you can't run. But I'm not here to live in fear. But I'm not here to wish people death also, because you know why? Because that would be the lack of compassion. It's not what we practice in here. It's not what we teach to our children. Revenge and violence is never good. But sometimes the standard of humanity keeps lower and lower, and we wonder why people lose hope. So we have to remember to be compassionate towards all people, whether we identify with the same politics or not. We should still respect people, because that's what our ancestors, Jesus and Buddha, respect each other, right? Or they would teach us to respect each other and not hate. But just because we don't identify with the same side or whatever, we can be very immature, and this is what we called ego. And of course not very pleasant to talk about, because sometimes we have been attached to political ego, my side, your side, and we forget unity and love, to restore faith in humanity and to do the right thing. And so this is why we pray for world peace. And everyone deserves compassion. But this is why there's jail. Right? Even people in jail deserve compassion. Because we can just give the death penalty to many people, but we live in a humanity that cares about compassion. Right? In China or in other countries, you would. Like there's many, like you would go to jail for like 7 years for smoking the Jamaican herb in some countries, right? And so the right thing is difficult to do when the ego says they're crazy. Like that guy is crazy, right? The ego, so in all time on planet Earth, like in human history, the ego has always existed because the mind existed. But this is why, like Suleiman says, one love, one love, one light. Whatever excuse for us to fight, we have to put that aside. And just like our ancestors have been to war, the Vietnam War, many wars in the World War. Nobody wants war. But when the world is too peaceful, some people lose a lot of money because we're not using the weapons. We're not using the instrument for destruction. It's peaceful. And so when things are not getting these things are not getting used, some things begin, negative things start to dissolve. And so what do? Keep standing up for peace and love. Check your damn ego. We want, and love your damn self. As much as right now a lot of politics will be making you think, making your mind noisy. Stay present and pay attention. All right, stay present and pay attention to what's going on. Be a good person. Stay grounded, do the right thing. Anything from your heart?
I would say all the greatest fights is being fought in silence. So barking louder doesn't help, but it makes you distracted from what makes you want to bark from the beginning. So, of course, stay grounded, reflect on yourself, see the reason, see the intention. Yeah. Of course, compassion is the key. I know it's hard to show compassion to certain people. In many situations, it's really hard. I'm still working on it myself. But at the end of the day, what you can do is how you can handle your life.
And compassion is a mature skill that many people will only use compassion. Some people will only use compassion if you identify with their politics. But that's not, it's love your neighbor. Right? Whether you're politic with them or not, be kind to your neighbor. And even if your neighbor is an a-hole, we can still have compassion, but from a distance. Right? Many people come and treat me terrible some days. I still respect them because if an eye for an eye makes everybody blind. If I hate you, you hate me, I hate you, you hate me, we teach everyone to hate each other. If somebody doesn't agree with your politics and you yell back and then they yell back, when does the world become peaceful? And the issue is this stream, we can talk about things like this. But I'm aware that many spiritual people, many people may be very irritated with compassion because you have all the reasons to not be compassionate. All the reasons for you to hate, for you to disagree. And you can disagree and still respect each other. Many people in here disagree, but when we go into other communities, it's right when we're here, it's easier because why? I make sure we're not doing crazy stuff in here. What y'all do in the comment section, you're projecting that into the universe. The more hate, the more noisy you push the energy out, the world is noisy. But the more peace, the more meditation, the more compassion, the world becomes more compassionate. But it requires mature people who aren't only being compassionate in a certain community, but being consistently compassionate. But don't have to be perfect. Sometimes, yeah, your ego might go off, but do your best to be compassionate. And that's why this stream isn't for everybody, because some people need you to identify as left, right, up, down, green, right, whatever color. But instead, when we choose unconditional love and unity, a lot of people don't want to hear that crap. They want you to pick a side, and if you're not in that side, they won't even listen. Final words from you?
No comments.
Well, of course, thank you, Grace, for wanting to stream. You know, she enjoys, you know, for wanting to be here.
He wasn't even planning to stream. I was like, what?
Well, I was gonna
No
come and
live
play.
streaming?
I was gonna come and do an hour of flutes for world peace because, you know, the news about Trump getting shot, whatever. A lot of people has a really toxic reaction. I'm trying to react with love, peace, and compassion. Because why? We're mature up in here. And we have a lot of immature people just going off right now, just discussing conspiracy theory, conspiracy truth, and just getting lost in new sensationalism and head, you know, just really ungrounded energy. So I'm glad that we can have a grounded conversation that's mature, and that we can be you know, slow down. And thank you so much for your time. And I think we should just do 3 ohms together, Brother Streets. Breathing in. Inhale. Thank you for being mature. Thank you for choosing love and light. Thank you for being able, for stepping back and be willing to choose compassion in a time where the world may be noisy and people may not have electricity. And thank you for loving your damn self and being here with us today. So thank you to Grace.
Thank you.
Thank you to
for
everyone here.
allowing me to be here.
Of course.
I know I'm not as entertaining as Tanettaout, but
Thank you
it's
for
cool.
your
It's cool to be
thank
here.
you for your
Thank you.
courage to sit here. I know it's not simple. I know you're moving around. It's okay, but thank you for
Thank you.
having the patience to sit this long. And the end. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Huma. We got Don Berry-san. Thank you so much. Patrick 29. Thank you for the gifts. Maltina, Casey, Bite Giver, Jessica, R. Dallas, Alana, Abra.
Thank you for the rose.
Abra.
Thank you for the heart.
Floof jokes. She's getting
Thank you
prepared.
for the gift.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Joey. Lillian, Patrick. Thank you so much. Drink some water. Namaste. Thank you.